This is Jonathan Buckley, public speaking teacher at Edina High School, and today's lesson is the importance of oral communication and existence of communication. Our objective is that students will learn the reasons why talking is an effective means of communicating and that communication exists everywhere. All right, let's get started. So, when it comes to the importance of communication, if we look at oral communication or talking, there are 5 things I'd like you to remember about why talking is quick and immediate. First, talking is faster. So usually if I try to talk something out, I'm going to be able to do that quickly and faster than if I was writing something out. It would take longer to write it than to talk. Talking also takes less concentration. So when I'm talking, yeah, I have to think about what I'm saying, but oftentimes you don't quite have to be as focused as if you were actually writing something out that you're trying to share. Next, talking can be more meaningful. So when someone shares something through oral communication, oftentimes it has a more lasting impact. For example, this particular presentation, you could just read the slides that I have here, but it's probably not as meaningful or as memorable as having the slides there and then me supplying some oral communication by talking different points through and giving examples and highlighting different areas that I want to emphasize. So talking can be more meaningful. Talking also is more immediate. If I'm talking to someone, they get the message right away. If I choose to write something out and give it to someone or assign it to someone, they might read it that night or the next day or not at all. So talking is more immediate. It's more likely that the receiver is going to get that message quickly. And finally, talking is more convenient. Simply put, it's just easier to talk things out than to have to write something and put it down. So those are the 5 things I'd like you to remember about oral communication. The other thing that I'd like to talk about to wrap things up is where does communication exist? So for public speaking, I've talked about how I'm working hard to teach you skills and give you experience that will help you effectively communicate outside the 4 walls of Edina High School. Well, where might that be? And where does communication itself exist? Well, it exists in places like sales, if you're going to try to sell something, or customer service, trying to please the customer and provide great customer satisfaction. In the health, welfare, and other helping positions, people that want to help others have to effectively communicate. And religious professions. How about construction workers? Yeah, they do a lot of work, physical labor, but they still have to communicate with each other about what they're doing to keep things safe and to actually get things done well. Mass communication, if you're on the radio, television, those sorts of things are going to involve being effective communicators. Education, I think I'd be an example of that. And politics, law, and government, our politicians, lawyers, government officials, they need to be able to effectively communicate what it is they're trying to get across. And even transportation workers would be another example. So those are some of the examples of where communication exists, which leads us to where does communication actually exist and why am I showing these sorts of things? Because communication exists everywhere. And by taking this course and learning the different concepts and getting practice and gaining confidence, you're going to become very, very adept, confident, and have lots of poise when you're in communication situations everywhere. And you then will have a great chance of being successful when it comes to communicating.